Hi, welcome to Optimize Your Energy with the Moon and the Stars. My name is Stephanie, and in this video, I'd like to talk about full moon rituals. There are a lot of things that you can do for your full moon rituals, and feel free to leave us a comment. Let us know something that I may not have said that you do. We would love to hear that from you. But here are just some of the basic things that you definitely need to do, regardless of what the other things are that you do during the full moon. The first thing you want to know is what day is the full moon and what time does it peak? You can look this information up on different websites, but we like to use time and date for that information. When the full moon peaks is not necessarily when it rises. It's usually not when it rises. The full moon is peaking when it is absolutely opposite, exactly opposite of the sun in the opposite sign in the sky. You also want to make sure that there's no void of course for the full moon, because if there is, you want to make sure that you try to do your full moon rituals either before it or after that void of course. We will talk about void of course in a different video. So once you know what day it is, when it peaks, look to see what the sign is that the full moon is in during that peak, during that full moon. And again, similar to what you do with the new moon and with setting your intentions and writing your intentions, you want to write down a few words on that sign, what house it is in for the collective, what planet rules it for the collective. So write those down first. Then after you do that, you want to look on your chart and see what house is that sign in for your chart. What sign and house is the ruling planet in? And then also you always want to put in your moon and what sign and house that it's in as well, because you always start with that. So once you have that information, as close as the peak as you can, you want to start your process of your full moon rituals. The three main things you want to do during the full moon is first and foremost, surrender everything. Surrender all the things that no longer serve you. Just let them go, write them down, burn them, say a mantra, say something like, I surrender all these things that no longer serve me. I no longer need you, and I'm no longer going to let you take up any of my time or my energy. Something to that effect. You can have your own mantra. Burning them is really a great way to let go of them. You also want to let go of the intentions that you have been working on. And if you didn't burn those during the new moon and you want to burn them now and send them out into the universe, feel free to do that. I would recommend, though, that you keep a copy because you may want to look back on them down the road. I know I do. I've got a copy of all of them since I've been setting my intentions with the moon. So at this time, you surrender your things that no longer serve you. What you're doing is you're getting ready to go into healing and go into meditation and contemplation and get ready for that next new moon. So you want to free up as much space and energy as you can during this time, because you want to be able to welcome in all those new intentions and dreams that you're going to manifest during the next new moon. Also, a very important thing to do, the second important thing to do during a full moon is to give forgiveness, including yourself. That is probably one of the most important, is to forgive yourself. But when I say give forgiveness, I don't mean go up to somebody that's wronged you and tell them to their face that you forgive them. What I mean is that you just forgive them in here. Forgive them in here. They're taking up time and energy and space that you do not need to give them. It's not good for you to give them any of that time, energy, or space. So you forgive them to let that go as well. Also forgive yourself for anything that you might be beating yourself up on, etc. We all do it. And the third thing, and one of them that people often forget to do, is to give gratitude. So You're trying to free up space, you're trying to heal, you're trying to ground yourself, you're doing cutting cords, getting ready to do all of that kind of stuff, maybe some shadow work during the waning moon. So give gratitude. Gratitude creates happiness. It creates more positive space, more positive energy, and it will help you during the next 2 weeks. So, giving gratitude for everybody and everything, including yourself, is also very important to do during this time. Again, you want to make room for healing and grounding. Maybe you're going to do some cutting of the cords or some shadow work during the next 2 weeks during the waning moon. Also, some of the things that some other folks have brought forward, and Kitty is one of these that she likes to burn her intentions. And she also likes to burn the things that she's surrendering and letting go of, and then spread the ashes out underneath the full moon. Let that energy hit it. You're breathing it out into the universe, out into that full moon energy, because the moon, the energy is climaxing at this time. So also, some people like to go out into the full moon light if you can, if the weather permits, and just send it a hug and a kiss and just feel the light, feel it, feel the energy on your face. It's very similar to the sun, and it can be just as powerful as the sun. So some other really important things to do if you use crystals and crystal grids is to also cleanse and charge your crystals and crystal grids at this time. Now, you want to be very careful with this because some crystals cannot get wet. Some crystals don't really like the cold or the heat. I, for one, even living out in the country, like to put mine on a south side facing windowsill and just let the moonlight hit them from there. That keeps the critters from getting them. That keeps them from getting wet. There are some crystals that will be ruined if you get them wet. And we can cover this in a different video. But put them in a south side facing windowsill, put them outside, wherever you feel comfortable putting those so that the moonlight is hitting them. It doesn't matter if it's cloudy, the moonlight will still hit them. They recommend to just do it overnight. You can do it longer than that if you want. Some recommend doing it 24 hours so you have the moonlight and the sunlight to energize them, cleanse them as well. But also keep in mind that there are also some crystals that can get faded with the sunlight. So you want the UV light. You want to be careful with those as well. So I would recommend, if you can remember, put them out during the night and then sometime during the morning, bring them back. Now, also, you want to make moon water if you're into making moon water. Moon water you can use it for anything. People like to breathe their intentions into the moon water. They like to, maybe release things into the moon water. So what you do is use any kind of a clear jar that you could put a lid on. Ball jars are really good for this. So use a clear jar that you could put a lid on. You can set these outside as well. I just put them on my windowsill. And I will probably forget to get them, and they're going to be really energized by the time I use them. But you put them in the windowsill or outside as well, so the moonlight can energize the water. Again, you can use this for anything. I like to water my plants with it. Some people put it in their bath. Some people drink it. Some people put it in a diffuser. Whatever it is that you like to use it for, feel free to do that with moon water. Also, some other people suggested that they like to cleanse and recharge their oracle cards or their tarot cards. And this is a very good idea as well. The moonlight and the full moon energy on any of these items that you use on a daily basis with your energy can be recharged and cleansed during the full moon. Because again, the full moon is at its climax. It is the most powerful during that time. I think this covers it. If you, again, have anything else that you want to add to our list, please leave a comment below and we will add that to our list in a future video. And until the next video, please make sure you optimize your energy with the moon and the stars. Thank you.